Good afternoon. It is 4 o'clock on the 16th of August, 2013. My name is Andrew Golden, and this is my virtual log as I record myself in my progression throughout these future years. Now, I'm not too good with this YouTube thing, so the first few posts will probably be rather wooden and dull in YouTube standards. I'm not a comedian. In fact, I'm rather morose, as we'll come to find out. However, the reason why I'm making these logs is to provide the world and myself as a diary as I continue to do what I believe is my vocation. Now, obviously, people don't know me too well on YouTube. I'm not a celebrity of any sort. So I suppose I should begin who I am, what am I, and where am I. As I said, my name is Andrew Golden. I'm a 21-year-old American. I am currently a senior student at the college in Frontville, Virginia, known as Christendom College. Now, what's unique about Christendom is it is a Catholic college. There aren't many truly Catholic colleges out there in the United States. When you hear of them, it's usually one of two, the Christendom College in Steubenville in Ohio, although there are others such as Ave Maria in Florida, Belmont Abbey in North Carolina, and Benedictine in Kansas, although I know I'm missing a few. I've been here at Christendom College for the entirety of my collegiate year, and I'm now moving on to a major of history. History is my passion, you could say. Well, in particular, military history and military science. But Christendom is a small Catholic liberal arts college, and unfortunately, there is not much to supply my niche of interest. Anyway, other things I'd like to do would be following the study of military science and martial arts. I'm trying to form a boxing club here at school, although some students are making a German longsword sword fighting room, which I hope to try out. Although I fear it may just be a bunch of kids swinging around foam things, which isn't my style. Anyways, I also practice tabletop wargaming to study military science. That's when you use small or large models and you use a set of rules and dice. Now, note this is not Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons is a role-playing game. But I digress. Aside from studying the military arts, I like to go to the gym and improve myself physically. I like to study any subject to improve myself mentally and emotionally, as I've shared throughout these years, and also spiritually. I'm trying very hard, especially this summer and fall, to improve my relationship with God. Aside from that, I also like to go out in the woods, hike, for no particular reason, a particular destination. Sometimes I'll just sit out there for hours. And I do like chopping wood. I'm currently in the process of clearing paths around Christendom with fallen trees. Now, what am I doing here at Christendom? Many people have asked me that, and usually I just say, we'll see. Looking back on it now, that is not a very good response, because it leaves people in suspense, and to tell you the truth, it's not very charitable, in my opinion, because for years now I haven't been very open about myself. I'm very stoic and introverted due to a melancholic and phlegmatic personality. It wasn't until last semester that I really began to have college life and go out and at least try to enjoy it, although I had some difficulties there. Anyways, what I hope to do, what I believe I'm called to do, is to combat the evils of this world. Now, that's just a sentence, but there's so much more in that. For I believe that our current time is one of crisis, in which our enemy, Satan, has what I would call an upper hand upon the world. And this may be one of the darkest times in history if we allow it to continue the way it is. It's dark anyway. For years I've been in the pro-life movement, doing what I can. I work with a Defend Life, a pro-life group in Baltimore. And for 3 years I've been acting as their co-director on their annual Face the Truth course, in which they take graphic imagery and place it at busy intersections. So just like the Holocaust, America can realize what abortion actually looks like and what it does to unborn fetuses. I've also participated in Christendom College's Shield of Roses program. Every Saturday, students will get up early by college standards and travel to D.C., which is about a 90-minute drive from here. There they will pray about 4 rosaries, if I recall correctly, in front of the abortion clinic, while others, myself included, will act as sidewalk counselors, trying to stop the women before they go inside and offering them alternatives such as housing in the Gabriel clinic. Now, it was like this. So anyways, I have been in the pro-life movement for a fair time, but the numbers are staggering. 55 million so far, since 1973. 55 million aborted children, with an average of 1.2 million per year. Now, that number may look like a statistic to some, but in my years of studying military science, and combined with the Catholic view of each life being sacred, that number is atrocious and should be combated and halted. But as far as I know, while the clinics are closing, the number of abortions continues to be around 1.2 million per year. And that's just the United States. Speaking of the United States, we also have problems here, such as homosexuality. While other nations are rapidly moving towards an open arms approval of the gays, such as England, about a month ago, I believe, the Queen of England officially endorsed gay marriage. We're here in the United States, slowly but surely accepting what was once a sin that cried out to heaven. Now, taking homosexuality from a non-religious view, I can say that having gays in a nation can damage it internally, dividing the population against each other and corrupting it from within. Now, that's just not my opinion alone, but I do not recall the gentleman, but I once read that an English nobleman once said that if homosexuality was allowed in England, then England would not stand within a century. Of course, we have other problems. Our wonderful president, Barack Obama, is rapidly moving the United States to a socialist regime, which is in direct confrontation with what Catholics should believe as social justice. And I'm rapidly seeing my own generation become nothing more than a group of idiots who follow a crazy scheme known as YOLO, you only live once. Anyways, so I believe that it would be a sin to everyone else, it would be an error on my part to stand by and do nothing, to live a normal life and take up a normal job, which I wouldn't mind doing if I was to ignore all that's happened. I know this sounds so confusing and so random. There's just so much on my mind that I don't know how to express it. Hopefully as I make these logs, I'll get better and better. But as for now, this will end log 1. Log 2, I'll speak more about myself what I'm doing.